All right, so if you're watching this, it should be because you have already tried your best on the asynchronous work for math for November 25th. All right, so this is Ms. Thompson's review video of the asynchronous work from Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. All right. So the first thing to notice about this problem, right? You might notice that I've color coded. I try to color code as much as possible, right? So as we work through this problem, I encourage you to think about why I might have color coded as I did, right? How do these things relate? How does the orange relate with the orange? How does the green relate with the green? How does the blue connect with the blue? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read my question out loud. Over the summer, Courtney earned $180 each week for 7 weeks. Of that money, she spent $375 on a new computer and $137 on new clothes at the store. How much money did she have left? Show or explain how you solved. All right, so as my guiding steps say, right, the first guiding step says, how much money did Courtney earn after 7 weeks of working? Right, so this is the first step. The first thing we really need to figure out. We could take a different approach, and if you did take a different approach to the first step, that is fine, as long as you wind up with the same answer as me, right? But so the step that I'm taking. All right, so for the first step, we need to figure out exactly how much money Courtney earned over the summer, right, after these 7 weeks of working. And we know, right, it tells us right here in the first sentence that Courtney earns $180 each week. So we know, right, after every week is done, she has earned $180. Now she does this for 7 weeks. Right, so as you might have guessed, this means I need to multiply 180 by 7. All right, so I can use my standard algorithm, which we're going to be working more with in class, or I could use my partial products method, or I could use my area model to solve this multiplication problem. So pause this video if you haven't already, right, to try to do this multiplication problem out using one of the strategies I already mentioned. All right, so after trying this multiplication sentence out on your own, right, you can see how I solved this multiplication problem using partial products. Right, so the first, my blue step, right, my ones place, I got to multiply 7 by 0. And that, of course, will give me 0. Right, so my blues match up. Now, next step is to multiply my 7 by 80. 80, right, because 8 is in my tens place, which means, right, that's 8 tens, which is the same thing as 80 ones. And so I multiply 80, or 8 tens, by 7 to get a product of 560, right? So that's my red number, matching those up, right? And then I go next on to my hundreds place, right? So I need to multiply 7 by 100 because there is a 1 in my hundreds place in my orange number, right? Which is the amount of money Courtney earned each week, right? So that gives me a total or a product of 700, 100 times 7, right? So that's my green number, matches all up. And then I need to add up all 3 of my partial products, right? So 0 plus 560 plus 700 gives me a total of 1,260. Now, the next thing, right, I need to remember or make this connection with is the fact that this number here, this 1,000, right, this 1,260, this is in relationship to this problem, right? The question here, this is how much money Courtney earned after 7 weeks, right? So this is how much money she kind of had to use when she went on her shopping trip, right? So Courtney had, all right, so Courtney had earned after 7 weeks of work $1,260. All right, so then the next step here is number 2 in our guiding steps, right? Which is asking us to think about how much money she spent at the store, right? And this we can find in our green highlighted sentence up in our scenario, right? Where it says, of that money, she spent $375 on a new computer and $137 on new clothes, right? So for step 2, the way we can figure out how much money she spent at the store, right, is to add together the cost of the items she bought, right, which were the computer and the new clothes. So that would be adding together $375, which is the amount she spent on a new computer, and $137, which is the amount she spent on new clothes. So try doing this addition problem on your own, pause this video, and then play it again once you find your answer to see if you got the same as me. All right, so after trying the addition on your own, right, you should have got a sum of 512. Right, so she spent a total of $512 at the store. All right, and so with that, we are ready to go on to step 3, right, the blue highlight now, right, which is going to answer how much money she had left, right? And it matters, the thing to consider here is what mathematical operation could we use to figure out how much money she has left after going to the store, right? How much money does she have left? So we have 4 mathematical operations that we could use. And those are, of course, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Right? And so remember that we're trying to figure out how much money she has left after she spends, right? And spending, right, that's kind of a similar idea to giving something away, right? To taking it away in a sense, right? When we're spending money, we're giving it away to the store, right? So we're gonna definitely need to use subtraction here, right? So our subtraction sentence, right? Well, we would need to take the money that she earned, right, which was $1,260 for all 7 weeks of work, and subtract from that the amount she spent, right? So we would subtract $512 from 1,260. I know I'm getting low on my screen here, right? But pause this video, try this subtraction problem, and then unpause it and to check and see if you got the same answer as me. All right, so once you've tried the subtraction problem, right, you should have gotten a difference of $748, right? Which means this represents the amount of money that Courtney had left after going to the store, right? So then as you can see, I made a box around my answer to this question just so that nobody can ever be confused about what I am saying my answer to my question is, right? By putting a box around it, that helps all the graders, right, understand that, oh, this is my final answer, right? By drawing a box. All right. So now I'm gonna go on to my next question. I'm like, wait, what happened here?